Hi crafting friends, welcome to my podcast. My name is Barbara Radzavikas and I'm Bondi Crafter. In this episode it's mainly about knitting and crocheting, so a yarny podcast this week. I've been busy. So I finished off my Leticia Vest, which I love, and I think it's such a lovely knit. I think it's probably due to the wool also that I made it from. I'll have a look at that. And also John is making a blanket from some mohair that I went through. All my crates, 3 crates of yarn, and sorted out ones that I really love and ones that I can pass on to someone else. So John got the Diablo yarn. I bought a whole lot of it when it was on sale for about £2, maybe $2 US, which is quite a bit, but you know, it was on sale. And so I gave those to him, and he's making a blanket for someone special, not me, but someone special that he thought he'd like to make it for. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and just looking at my workbook and what I've got to talk about. So yeah, it's mainly about yarn this week. Let's get into it. This is my Leticia by Amy Christoffers, who I love. I've got a few of her vest patterns now. This is how it looks, and this is what I've made. So in a moment you will see me modelling it. I made size 4. So I always hope for more positive ease than I actually get, I think. I have made some modifications. To start with, I made the armholes longer. So they were supposed to be 10.5 inches, and I made mine 12. 12 is what I made my other vest at, and I really like that length of armhole. Then I did 2x2 rib, which I like more than 1x1 rib, and I like the effect all over. Then I also did, instead of going casting on 8 stitches, I think it is, and going up, I picked up stitches and went around the edge with a size 5mm needle, which was larger than what I knit the actual vest on. An enigma, I know. So I did the 2x2, and then I cast off. I really like this casting off. So I cast off in rib, but I held the yarn double, so it just gives the edge a bit firmer edge. I really like it. It feels more substantial than if I just cast off with the single strand of yarn, but I think it looks nice. I made 5 buttonholes. I did make it a bit longer also because I didn't want a cropped vest, so I made it 12 inches to the armholes, and I think it said 10, but I just wanted to go over my butt a bit longer, if you know what I mean. So just over my hips also, which I'm hoping will look okay. So this is it. It feels so soft. This yarn is beautiful. I used 4.5 balls, I think, of it. Really love it. I've talked about it in a previous podcast, but and the color is called Persimmon, which is beautiful too. It is such a lovely brown russet color. So yeah, have a look at the modeling next. This is the yarn. This is pretty much Color True Stole Tweed, fingering weight, Persimmon Heather, 231 yards to 50 grams. It is beautiful by Knit Picks. So yeah, love it. And it's made a very nice vest for me for spring, early summer, I would say. John is crocheting some Diablo mohair that I purchased a while back, probably the beginning of winter last year when they had sales on. And I decided I wasn't going to use it. So he is making a blanket and he's crocheting it with 2 strands together. The base is a lovely purple, and then he's adding the other colors to it and knitting 2 strands at a time, and it comes out really lovely. So you can see it has a mild effect. It is beautiful, and it's so soft. It's beautiful. So he's going to keep going until he's used up all the Diablo, hopefully. This is how he crochets. He's using a number 4mm crochet hook. He's right-handed, but he crochets somewhat like knitting, and I'm not sure if this is how everyone crochets, but this is how he does it, and it comes out crocheted. So it's that's how it's done. I think he's doing what they call double crochets. I'm not a crocheter, so I'm not really sure what the stitches are called, but it's good just to use up, the yarn that I don't want, and gives him something to do. Not that he needs something to do, but yeah. So he's crocheting this beautiful rug out of the mohair. The mohair, because, could you just hand me one? This is the base that he's using. It's a lovely purple. Well, I think it's more aubergine. It's Diablo, and it's 40% acrylic, 30% mohair, and 30% polyamide by Hobbii. And the color is 40. So this is the base. And then when you add the other colors to it, this is how it looks. The yellow is lovely with it. So is that green. The green is olive colored green, or yeah. And the light blue around the edge is the yellow, which is unreal how it comes up. But yeah, this is John crocheting. I have a book recommendation this week. It's called A Stash of One's Own. Judith lent it to me, by Clara Parks. She's the editor. I really recommend this to all knitters. Everyone. You can also replace the word yarn for fabric. So I see it both ways, but it is a fabulous book. I'll read some of it to you, and this is in Clara's introduction. Ask a knitter what he or she plans doing with yarn. He or she bored is just like asking a squirrel what it plans on doing with that nut. It's just buried under a pile of leaves. Obviously, we plan on using it now, later, for what? How can we know? Our main priority is simply to get the yarn home safely and stored away in our stash. Well, know when we need it. I once asked readers in a poll, without moving from where you are, can you see any yarn? Well, 50% of the respondents said no, it's worth nothing than 50%, which means that half of the world's knitters could, at any moment, toss you a skein of yarn without putting on their shoes. Love it. In this book, she's asked a whole lot of knitters, famous knitters, to write a short part about themselves or about somebody they know, how they started knitting, and it's so interesting. And I found Amy Christoffers in here and how she started knitting. So interesting. Called a love story. Well, it is a love story, isn't it? We love yarn. And then Clara Parks, her short story is so sad. Well, I don't know. Did you find it sad or not? I was crying at the end. And I thought, so thought-provoking. So, yeah, I highly recommend this book. And there's also one about that Meg Swanson wrote about her mother, Elizabeth. And a book to read, folks. Thanks, Judith. That's me signing off now, friends, for this week. I hope you have a good week. I hope we find joy in our yarn and our fabric, and everything is nice. We feel well, which is the main thing. So, bye, crafting friends. See you next week.